Hi and welcome to all the racing enthusiasts around the globe joining us for this pre-recorded show. It is recorded on Tuesday for the Wednesday meeting, the 11th. Hollywoodbets Greyville, we are racing on the poly track, and joining me in studio is Warren Lenferner. How are you doing, Warren?
All good, Sheldon, thank you. Weather has turned, it's chilly on the coast, but it's nevertheless, I see the sun's coming out and it's going to be a lovely day, but chilly. But all is good, thank you, lovely to be working with you.
Let's get straight into the first race, where number 5, Raceway, Fani Bronkhorst, brings this 2-year-old here with Muzieni. From 11 to 10 has gone 13 to 10. Number 3, Moscow Miss, 28 to 10. And number 4, Nothing Cooler at 33 to 10. Those are the top 3 in the betting. Now let's kick off with number 5, Raceway. That's penultimate run went second to Versace on the track. The form line's been franked. And then last time out going the 1160 and had excuses.
Very much so. Valid excuses. Jockey found something amiss and you know, just a soft run, something amiss. So you look after the horse naturally. But the penultimate effort, excellent behind Versace on the track, as you've said. So I'm expecting her to bounce back. I do feel she may battle to beat number 3, Moscow Miss from the Yogas Governor stable. Moscow Miss ran 5th to Kokonov. Kokonov ran, I think, 4th in that feature race. Then second to Hierarchy. Hierarchy ran in the feature race but never really featured, I know. But she's improving. She gets the services of Andrew Fortune. It's a jockey strike now from an apprentice and talented apprentice to a talented rider. So for me, she's my first choice. But yes, healthy respect for Fani Bronkhorst horse, and I'm expecting huge improvement from 4, Nothing Cooler.
And then looking at number 3, Moscow Miss, 28 to 10 from 3 to 1. Last time out, career best. They put the blinkers and the tongue tie on, showed the speed, and then obviously Hierarchy just a little bit better. Yeah,
absolutely. Hierarchy, just we're going to ignore that last run, which was in the feature race. Not a bad horse, Hierarchy. So yeah, that was very good. But I think for the first race, Sheldon, which is not part of the bipot, 3, 4, 5, 6 if you wanted to look at boxed exactas, but I'm big in the camp of 3, Moscow Miss.
So there we go. Take your bets in race number 1, 12:15 the off time, over 1,000 meters, and hopefully you end up in the payout queue.
Welcome back for the second race on the card, which is the Gallop TV YouTube channel Open Maiden, where at the time of recording all 10 runners will face the starter. Please check your scratchings, jockey changes, betting moves before structuring your final bets. As Sheldon alluded to a moment ago, this show is pre-recorded well before the race meeting. Sheldon, the second race, which is the first leg of the bipot, I'm going to start with my value selection because I want you to tell me if I'm mad or not. Over the page, number 8, Captain Clever from the stable of Alison Wright. He has had the one run for the stable when drawn the widest of all. I know 6 of 10, but less than 4 lengths to Victor Hugo. I thought that was an eye-catching run, and I think there's scope for him to improve. He's been gelded. He comes into the race with 52 kilograms, and at odds of around 16 to 1 at time of recording, I think it's a horse that could certainly be the value for a place.
I have to agree with you. That last run, not too bad. 3.95 lengths behind Victor Hugo, making the local introduction. And being an open maiden, you have to have a close look at the structuring of the weights, and I think you've hit the nail on the head there. 56 minus the 4, 52 kilograms on the back, and 16 to 1 could be the value about number 8, Captain Clever. The favourite is number 2, Time Will Tell, from the Fani Bronkhorst stable at 28 to 10. Number 3, Sun in My Pocket, 33 to 10. And then we go 4 to 1 and better the rest. Number 1, Gorgeous Bomb, has been bitterly disappointing, 53 on the back.
Yeah, gate 1, I don't know what to make of her. You're quite right, bitterly disappointing. I think the whole team surely would have thought that she would have won by now. She hasn't. She has been costly to follow. I give her more of a place chance than a winning one, Sheldon, but in saying that, she's going to win her race soon. Today could be her ideal opportunity, but she has let the team down. Time Will Tell, once upon a time ran 4th to Tin Pan Alley. Yes, well beaten, I know, but the fact of the matter is that it did run 4th to Tin Pan Alley. Good run last time. He's got to have a big chance. Fanny Bronkhorst's horse. Sun in My Pocket. She needs to behave. It's the same filly from the Wendy Whitehead stable that can be a bit naughty. Is that correct? I think Sun in My Pocket.
Yes, she's been left 5 lengths, and also the 1200 meters, another question mark.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a few horses in with chances. Prince Florian returning off a 14-week rest. He can race fresh. But my first choice is probably going to be 2 Time Will Tell, but I'm definitely going to be having a few places on 8 Captain Clever.
So there we go at around about 16 to 1, number 8 Captain Clever with 52 kilograms on the back. Could just be the value in this contest. Moving along to race number 3, which kicks off at 13:25 over 1400 meters. Another open maiden for the fillies and mares. And when you look at the best weighted column, number 9 Catch a Penny, number 6 Lemon Time, 4 Cheerio Baby, 3 Glorious Butterfly, and number 11 Roy's Grace. They all on level footing. And when you look at the betting, number 9 Catch a Penny is 15 to 10 from 2 to 1. Number 4, Cheerio Baby, 2 to 1, and then we go out 8 to 1 and better the rest. Now, Warren, when you look at number 9, Catch a Penny, the Vercingetorix from the Kotson stable, had the local introduction, went second to Princess Alverni, would have tightened up significantly from that run, and does appear to have the right credentials to win this race.
She does, Sheldon. She certainly does. She's, as you say, been supported. There's been a bit of an interest in her already. She tries the polytrack for the first time, but I'm nervous, to be quite honest with you. She seems to always find something to beat her. Second, third, second. Obviously, ultra consistent. She deserves her maiden win. Is she a banker? Is she a good thing? No, I don't think she is. But she certainly has a bright winning chance. The same can really be said for this horse, Cheerio Baby. I mean, having a word with Mike de Kock before and after she ran last time, the form's there for all to see. She finds something to beat her all the time. She's clearly limited, but she's going to win a race one of the days. These 2 horses are tried and tested, Catch a Penny and Cheerio Baby. Could the improvement that Lemon Time is showing blow these 2 away again?
Well, when you look at the betting exchanges, looking at Lemon Time 8 to 1. So if you are looking for the value proposition, 58 kilograms on the back, and Lemon Time, just looking at the daughter of Legislate, 4 runs for a second and a fourth, and the career best did come up last time. Does try the poly for the first time, but I have to agree with you. Number 9 Catch a Penny and number 6 Lemon Time. Those are the 2 for me, and then number 4 Cheerio Baby in behind these, Warren.
Yeah, that's looks to be the safe play, Sheldon, I think. And yeah, let's see how these 2 professional maidens run and see if they can get it right. But around 7 to 1 Lemon Time, that sounds quite inviting. And then Fascination and Glorious Butterfly certainly are trifecta and quartet horses. But that's the 3rd race, the first leg of the place accumulator. Sheldon and I, Catch a Penny, Lemon Time. Lemon Time could be too good though. First leg of the pick 6, ladies and gentlemen, comes up in race 4, which is a progress plate. 9 runners at the time of recording will face the starter, and they're racing over 1400 meters. 2 o'clock, top of the hour. Sheldon, pick 6 time, and I thought this was a very competitive race. I thought Dean Kannemeyer holds a strong hand with his 2 runners. The value selections today, I don't know. They're either going to make it successful day or they're not going to make it a successful day, because there's quite a bit of value, I thought. And in this race, a horse that I've been watching, I don't know if he can win, but I do think he can go very close. He's number 5, China Berry. What are your thoughts on him? Because he continues to drop in the ratings. He's had a few runs back from his rest. At some stage, he was with Simric, Proceed, Cosmic Speed, VJ's Angel. He's run with all those very good horses. Last time he was drawn deep. He ran a good race. What are your thoughts on him? Because for the places and the quartets, I think he's a chance.
I actually liked him last time out, but I stayed out. I said I'll give him one more run to come down in the ratings and just to see what he's all about. I remember him winning his maiden when he absolutely blasted away from Soho Star. Richard Furry angled from the extreme outside to the inside. and the form is there to be seen. I think you can get a very big run for your money. Let's just have a look what price China Berry is, 10-1, so some nice value there. And then I like number 4, Mexican Pete, 3 runs on the poly for 2 victories, unbeaten course and distance. And when you go back in the form lines, Good Traveller, Emalenza, Yoko Duma, Quasi for sure, some decent individuals. And I feel this is a horse who's going to bounce back to his best after 66 days. So 4 and 5 for me. Then we throw number 6, Savantrex, 2-time winner on the poly. And number 3, French Flame, yet to taste success on the poly track, but a set of blinkers might enhance his chances, Warren.
Absolutely, and one more to touch on, Sheldon. Kitch Akel, drawn 2, tries the poly. He's making us wait for the next win, but he's more than capable of making his presence felt, surely.
Now, when you look at that second to Johnny the Thief, there's been 3 or 4 winners from that form line, 3 or 4 winners from the I Salute You form line. The average rating's an 88 and a 90. If this was the turf, I'd say put and take. No seconds. Being the poly for the first time, err on the side of caution. But this 3-time winning son of Master of My Fate, he's got the form, and I think he's going to run an absolute cracker. So number 4, Mexican Pete for me, from number 2, Kitchakel. Those are the top 2 selections. And you heard from Warren and I both number 5, China Berry, at around 10-1. Watch out, that could be the value. Moving along to race number 5, and this is over 2,000 meters. Looking at the betting, number 4, Azaleas for All, 5-2. Gonda Ekukanyeni, 33-10. Number 8, Ladies of Champions at 9-2, and you can get 6-1 and better the rest. Warren, when you look at race number 5, it's a C stakes, so the best weighted column comes into play. And the best weighted column is having about 4 or 5 runners looking to have a dead heater.
Yeah, sure, it is. It's that kind of race. It really is that kind of race, Sheldon. When I glanced through it and had a look, I thought this was Onda Ekukanyeni, if I've pronounced that correctly. Good second to Sparkling Jubilee, moved up and then sort of hung in the closing stages. Sipasishle Schlingwe retains the ride. Ideal Gift should tighten up after that comeback run, went 2.5 lengths to Plum Pudding. She loves the poly track. English Primrose disappointed last time, but probably needed it. And then Fani Bronkhorst and Gavin Arena will be looking to have a big day, because Fani's obviously picked his spots, picked his horses to bring to KZN. And this horse, Azaleas for All, is ultra consistent, and she's probably the one they all have to beat. But 2 Ideal Gift definitely does interest me as a bit of a lurker.
So there we go. 1 or 2 runners to throw in. Number 9, Konda Ekukanyeni, a good second to Sparkling Jubilee last time. Moved up a winner, and it was outrun that last 50 meters or so. Big runner. 25-1, number 6, Ginger Delight, has dropped down to a 79. Obviously, it doesn't come into effect because of the best weighted column, but nevertheless, not too far off the action. And I think at 25-1, this could be a horse for the exactors, swingers, and the trifectas. Warren, what do you make of number 6, Ginger Delight? 14 days last seen out. Although well beaten, I've just got a feeling this individual is going to rise to the occasion one of these days.
I'm a bit gun-shy with her, because she is a horse that always kept me interested. Beautiful daughter of Canford Cliffs. And she's always done enough to keep one interested, Sheldon, but she's just keeping you interested and not getting any closer. But in saying that, she, as you say, is coming down in the ratings considerably. She's won on the poly. She's a 2-time winner, I think it is. Yeah, 2-time winner. One of them have been on the surface. So she could pop up. It's that kind of race. It's not the cut and dry race. So I certainly would put her into trifectas and quartets, Ginger Delight. But as far as a win bet, I've done my time with her as far as winning is concerned, but in my play, most definitely.
So there we go, very open affair, throw in as many as your budget will allow, and certainly number 6, Ginger Delight, at 25-1. I'll be having a little bit of an each-way wager on this individual. Welcome
back for the discussion on the 6th race. The 6th race is a D stakes over 1,600 meters. 3:15 is the off time. And again, no scratchings or jockey changes at the time of recording. Sheldon, my advice is, if the punters and if we can afford it, to try and put the field in, because it's that kind of race, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the betting says when you read that out in a moment. Because, you know, barring one or two horses that might have it tough, you know, if you're going to leave one or two horses out, as Dee says, you may as well go the field. Angel of My Heart represents some value. Shiny Bob represents some value. Fani Broncos, Gavin Arena again, Viva de Janeiro. Yanakis tries the 1600 for the first time. They're scratching their heads, you know, to try and work him out, because he shows such good work, Yanakis. Forrest Jumps, an 8-year-old, he's still running so well. Numzan has to carry 64. Dawn Surprise could also be some value, tumbling in the ratings. So you can go on and on. You know, Siboniso Ngobo's horses, Angel of My Heart, that's in a good, you know, his yard's in a good space. Ignore the last run, clearly something not right. You can go on and discuss it, but what I'm probably going to add to the table is you know, swingers, 1 Angel of My Heart and 6 Shiny Bob at decent prices, because it's that kind of race, but in the pick 6 field.
Well, there we go, field for the pick 6, and when you look at the betting, number 2, Viva de Janeiro, is 33 to 10, number 7, Numzan at a price of 7 to 2, 3 Wave Warriors 4 to 1, number 8 Grippin 5 to 1, 7 to 1, and better the rest. Number 6 Shiny Bob, that could be the value. Both Warren and I like a little bit of this individual at around 10 to 1. So maybe structure your bets around number 6 Shiny Bob. He ventured or has come out and franked the form line. And then if you look at this individual, Numzan, ran on the 7th of May, was beaten 2.1 lengths behind the Ventador. So it's going to be a cracking event here. But Shiny Bob, number 6, at around 10 to 1, that could just provide the upset. Next up will be race number 7, and race number 7 you need to have your bets on at 15.50. It is over 1600 meters, and at the early time of recording, number 1 Uzwano is 16 to 10, number 5 Gurkha at 28 to 10. Number 10 Shoefella trades at 5 to 1, and number 7 Fair Advantage 7 to 1. So a quartet of runners in single figures, we then go out double figures and better the rest. Let's start with number 1, Uzwano, from the Dean Kannemeyer outfit. After winning the maiden, 2 disappointing runs, but did have excuses. And then last time out, after losing 2 lengths, did find a powerful finish to get up over the 1600. Has won over the Polly Corson distance, so must be a huge runner here, and that's going to be the first selection. What do you make of number 5, Gurkha, that last run below par?
Absolutely below par, and you know, in the previous races we've looked for value. I'm not looking for any value or any upsets here, Sheldon. I think that Dean Kannemeyer holds a very strong hand with Uzwano and Gurkha. Last run, you asked me, we're definitely going to ignore that. Drawn awkwardly, just a bad run. But you know, the penultimate effort, second to in earlier, was good. Before that was a winner in the maidens, beating Firelighter. I wonder if Craig Zaki had the choice. I'm sure he did. So yeah, I think the way the bookmakers have priced them up, both you know, up at the top of the boards, I think that's how they'll finish. Kannemeyer definitely holds a strong hand. There are others with chances. Fair Advantage certainly got to be respected. King's Island, Shoefella, but it's about structure. 4 Our Lady Fate could represent some value. But I'm looking for Dean Kannemeyer's horses to fight it out, and if I were to go for one, I would go with Uzwano.
So there we go. Warren's going with Uzwano. I'm going to throw in a 12 to 1 shot, number 6, Ralph the Rascal. It has been 651 days since last tasting victory. But Warren Bowen Corbo, he's certainly starting to send out the winners now. And this horse, Ralph the Rascal, he absolutely thrives on the poly.
He does indeed, and I'm glad that you mentioned Bo, because he is a trainer that certainly, given the tools, knows how to deliver. and his horses look so good. It was the one runner, who was it, Sheldon, that just refreshed my memory, came into the parade ring, looked $1 million, went down to the post $1 million, and Julie won and has since won again.
Aventador.
Correct, Aventador. So well done to the in Corbo Yard. He's really got his horses in a good space. So Ralph the Rascal, whom I didn't, that's why we do the show together, who I overlooked, we're certainly not going to overlook. We're going to include Ralph the Rascal in all bets, trifectas, quartets, etc. But Uzwano, Gurkha, Ralph the Rascal, Fair Advantage. Closing up, Sheldon, that's, I think, going to be more than enough to get us through. But let's see what Ralph the Rascal can do. But I believe that Uzwano is the one they all have to set their sights on. Moving on to the 8th race, which is the penultimate event on the card. It's a Class 5 event with the benchmark 66. And there's 10 runners that will face the starter. 1,200 meters, 25 past 4 is the off time. Louis Goosen brings Cotton Ron to the races, whom I know has not won on the poly yet. Does have an awkward draw, ran second to Tam's Night. He was a bit fierce. He had to switch out at a crucial stage, and he still managed to run second. The draw, he's gone from the best draw last time, Sheldon, to the worst draw this time. But let's start the discussion with him, taking into consideration that he hasn't won on the poly, but he's placed enough times on it.
Yes, 100% right. 4 seconds, 4 thirds, and 4 fourths to his credit. And looking at the distance, 2 of his wins, both his wins have been over the distance, so you've got to give him healthy respect. And then number 7, Ultra Quick. This is a horse I'm going to set my sights on. Gavin Arena for the Alison Wright camp. It has been 427 days since last tasting victory. Has got the 1 win on the poly and 1 win over the distance. 61 kilograms to shoulder. But if the real Ultra Quick rocks up, I think he's going to be a huge player and very tough to beat. Number 6, Mask On, a promising run last time, 3rd to Purple Powerhouse. This is a horse that you've got to throw into the occasion. And number 1, Breckhart's one other runner to throw in. But in summarizing race number 8, it's not cut and dried. And when push comes to shove, number 7, Ultra Quick, that's going to be my each way selection. As we head along to the lucky last, race number 9, which is the Hollywoodbets Bright Future Class 4. It will be contested over a distance of 1,200 meters to bring down the curtain at Hollywoodbets Greyville. And let's just have a look at the betting. Number 7, Accept Temptation, 7-2. Number 1, Moya Walaliga, 4-1, with number 2, Superfast, 4-1. 8, Gorgeous Guide, 11-2, 7-1, and better the rest. Warren, I'm going to start with my first selection, which is going to be number 2, Super Fast, a horse that's very, very quick. 1,200 meters on the poly. If there's a strong tailwind or even a tailwind around, the 4 kgs off. We saw him win 3 runs back, beating Cotton Ron, second to Moya Walaliga, and then second to Tobacconist. I just feel the 1,200 from that neat draw, the run of the race, everything could fall into place for number 2, Super Fast. Let's look at Moya Walaliga. He has a runner who, Samanga Kamalo jumps on the best of the gate. Superfast jumps from draw 2. So Moya Walaliga will have a toe through and take a little bit of a seat in. But for me, number 2, Superfast from number 1, Moya Walaliga. What do you make of number 7, Accept Temptation? It's taken on far stronger. The likes of Teflon Man, Captain Bombshell, William Robinson, just to mention a few.
He's testing our patience. You're quite right about who he's gone to war with, Accept Temptation. So, yeah, he certainly has faced stronger. 63 kilograms. Callan Reddy, of course, well, he needs no introduction. Yeah, he's got a chance. I'm on the fence with him because, as I said, it's been 60 weeks since his last win, so he's really testing our patience. Chance, I would put him in the chance category. He's not my first choice. Because your horse that you like, Superfast, is my first choice as well. So we're singing from the same hymn sheet for the last race. But Accept Temptation, I wouldn't leave him out of trifectas and quartets. If he were to win, would I be shocked? Absolutely not. But as I said, to get past Superfast, he might find it difficult. But to answer your question, certainly in with a chance and must be factored into all bets.
So there we go. Factor this individual into all of your bets. Race number 9. Number 1, Moya Wala Liga needs to be included. Number 2, Super Fast with Mqorisi Mbuto taking the 4 kgs off the back. That's going to be my first selection. And then there's a few down the page that'll be waiting. Number 7, Accept Temptation. And of course, number 8, Gorgeous Guy, after a cracking second. Yet to win on the poly, but both wins over the distance.